Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today. Today we are talking about how to become an Instagram influencer. This is part 2 of a series. Part 1's already been recorded. You can check out that clip here. I talked about how to get your clothes, where to find photographers, how to build a shot list, and how to pose for your photos. Today we're talking about how to edit those photos, how to publish those photos, and how to grow your audience on Instagram. I started on Instagram back in 2015 and have racked up $200,000 in earnings, 800,000 followers, and thousands of photos and videos that I've edited and created. And now I want to share with you guys my tips for becoming your own Instagram influencer, starting from the very basics and helping you guys grow. My goal is for you to build your audience so that you can 3 years, 4 years from now have the same sort of success I'm seeing, and I'm passing on all my wisdom for you guys. Again, any questions or comments you guys have, put them down below. I respond to every single comment and I'm here to help you guys. But now let's get started. We're going to talk about how to edit, publish, and grow your followers on Instagram. Let's check it out. Hey guys, my name is Andrew Wise and I'm with Life Tailored, and we talk about everything that makes your life great. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below, and follow me on Instagram at Life Tailored. So sequentially, it would make sense to talk about how to edit and publish the photos, but I know the majority of you guys care more about how to grow your audience on Instagram, so let's start there. So growing on Instagram is so much more difficult than it was back in 2010. Back in 2010, all you had to do was just put some hashtags on some photos and you'd get hundreds of followers overnight. Sadly, those days are long gone. The thing is, back in 2010, you couldn't really make any money from Instagram and nobody had any idea how big and how influential Instagram would become. And today, there are just so many more people on the platform, it's hard to stand out and really grow an audience. I've got some tips for you guys that have helped me grow over the past 4 years and are still working for me today. So here's the strategy. Every time you publish a photo, that first 1 hour window is extremely important. Instagram looks at this and sees how much engagement you get from your publishing and determines how often they're going to show you guys on the Explore page and to your followers. So here's what you need to do. As soon as you publish, you want to go onto your post and reply back to anybody who's commented on your photo. I like to heart their little comments and reply back to them and engage them. I ask them questions, I build content on top of what they're already commenting on my photos, and I just create kind of engagement around my posts. The other thing I do is I go on competitor accounts or other accounts that are similar to me, and I reply and engage with their commenters. So people who are actively commenting on my competitors' posts are people who are interested in either travel, lifestyle, fashion, and are actively engaging on Instagram. And I want them to know about Life Tailored. I want them to be on my community. I want them to talk to me and I want to talk to them. So I go in and I check out their profiles. I'll like any photos I like on there. I'll comment on them, and I'll really try to start a conversation and connect with them. The thing is, in this world today, people are so disconnected and they're just looking for a connection they can find between one-on-one. And that's really what you can do with your Instagram. You can build a connection with your own audience and find new people to connect with. We all love the things that make life great, like food and travel and fashion and all these sorts of things, and it's really fun to engage and build real relationships with people on Instagram. And to me, that's been the best way to grow a following, is to actually connect with people and talk to them and follow their accounts and just get inspiration from them. So that's what you want to do. You want to use that 1 hour time period to engage with as many people as possible. Now, the second thing you want to do is every day you want to have a sort of engagement hour window. So this might be 1 hour, 2 hours, where you just basically are going on Instagram, looking at your competitors' posts, looking at stuff on the Explore page, anything that resonates with you and you think is similar to what you're doing. You want to go on there and like the photos, comment on the people's accounts, and just generally engage with people. This is a lot of hard work and it's something you have to do every single day, but it definitely pays off. It increases your overall engagement rate on Instagram. And your engagement rate is basically the amount of likes and comments divided by the total amount of followers you have on your account. A good engagement rate is anything 2 to 10%, Anything in the 10% range is fantastic, superb engagement, but anything above 2% is a really good engagement rate. 1% is kind of the de facto standard, but if you can aim for that 2 to 10% range, what that's going to do is it's going to get your posts in front of your followers as well as on the Explore page. Now, getting posts in front of your followers is great because it helps with engagement, but it doesn't earn you any new followers. The way you get new followers is by showing up on that Explore page. And the way you show up on the Explore page is by getting that engagement rate up. So every day when you're doing that 1 hour window when you're publishing, as well as your other engagement window, doing all this work builds community, builds audience, and builds up that engagement rate, and it's going to slowly over time get you on the Explore page and get you more followers. It also helps you rank for tagging stuff on locations and hashtags and all those other sub-Explore pages. But in general, the main way to grow on Instagram is to spend time on Instagram and engage with people and grow an audience. The same reason I reply to every comment on YouTube, I do the same thing on Instagram, and it's really helped me connect with you guys and provide value. So on YouTube, I mainly focus on helping you guys grow your business, and that's why I ask you, if you have any business questions, if you have any questions or comments, let me know. I share all my expertise, reply to every comment, and I'm here to help you guys. You need to provide that same value for your audience. Whatever your niche is, engage with your audience, ask them questions, ask them how you can help, and when you build value, they're going to reciprocate and like your photos and comment and tell their friends and help you really build up that groundswell of support, and that's how you grow on Instagram today in 2019. So you're probably asking yourself, wow, I've got to spend 2 to 3 hours every day commenting and liking on stuff on Instagram. Where do I have time to do my photos, edit my photos, work with brands, do outreach, create content? And the answer is, it's really hard. Engaging and growing a brand on Instagram takes a tremendous amount of work, and it's all a manual sort of process. A lot of people like to kind of skip those steps and say, hey, if I could shave 3 hours of my time away and dedicate it to a bot, and they can automate everything, I can spend my time editing videos, reaching out to advertisers, building other relationships. It's an easy thought, and it's something that a lot of people have tried out, but it's something I do not recommend. According to Instagram's terms of service, using a bot is illegal and could get your account banned. So if you think about all the amount of time and energy you invest on Instagram, to have it one day just disappear is just a reality I don't want to live in. So what I do is I make sure everything's manual, but I recruit my own team. So I'll put ads on Craigslist or Upwork and find people who share my interest and are interested in getting paid for engaging with our audience. This is exactly what these big brands do. Brands like Walmart or Target or Whole Foods, they don't have one person sitting on Instagram all day long. They have entire teams doing this engagement and responding to people. And that's basically what you want to do yourself. You want to hire your own internal team, train them, and get them to engage with your audience and grow your audience for you so you can spend your time shooting videos like these, editing videos, working with advertisers, working on things that are going to make you more money. But to start out, you need to learn how to do this yourself before you hire someone and expect them to do as good of a job as you're going to do. So get on Instagram, start engaging, build that blueprint for what works, and then teach somebody else how to do this so you can scale the business. Okay, so hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully you guys are going to implement this and start growing your audiences and really start amassing a massive following on Instagram. So next, let's start talking about how to edit those photos from our first photo shoot. So what you want to do in your editing process is first get all the photos from the photographer. You've given them the SD card, the C flash, the CF card. You have that card, you plug it into your computer, and first you want to do an initial edit. Here's where you remove any photos that are out of focus, they just don't look right, maybe the color's all messed up, maybe it was an errant picture taken in somebody's lap. Delete all those photos and isolate all the photos that look great. Then once you have these good photos, what you want to do is import them into Lightroom. So Lightroom is a piece of software from Adobe. Adobe also makes Premiere Pro, which does video editing, which is what I edit these videos on. And it's basically a editing service that allows you to refine photos, bring out the highlights, bring down the highlights, increase the shadows, lower the shadows, and it's what all professional Instagrammers use to get that picture perfect photo. Lightroom itself costs about $10 to $30 a month. There are also free trials you can sign up and use, but basically it's something you need to use if you want to have professional looking photos. Now the key for Lightroom to get the most out of it, you want to make sure your photographer is shooting on RAW. So with my EOS R, the raw setting, is a CR3 file. On the 1DX Mark II, it's a CR2 file. But you want to shoot in RAW, whatever the camera settings are, they're pretty much all the same. They can all be imported into Lightroom and you can all edit them from there. Okay, so now once we have our photos in there, let's just go through a quick example of what a photo is going to look like when you start from beginning to end. So I've got this photo here. This is me at the bar. This is the Williamsburg Hotel. This is the final edited version, but let's start out with the beginning. So if we press the reset button, it starts out here, and you can see initially the photo itself is a little blue, and what I would do for that is adjust the temperature. So you see as I raise this temperature, it adds more heat, or it adds more blue, or adds more warmth, or what's the thing here? I don't even know, honestly. It either adds warmth or it adds this blue in here. And basically what you want to do is go through each of these different controls and drag them so you can see what the desired effect is. Every time you want to undo it, just press Command Z and it'll undo it. And initially for your photo editing, what I would suggest is basically going through each of these different things, dragging it, seeing how you like it, and then pressing Command Z. That will give you an idea of what everything does in here, how they all operate, and allow you to build your own sort of picture profile of what you like to use. My personal profile, I like this, where it's a bit darker. I like to have the shadows, the blacks down. I bring the shadows up so it's a little more moody, and it adds this sort of film noir effect to it. I'm gonna put my settings down below. You can download them, but what I recommend you do is find your own unique sort of profile or settings that really define you. You can start with mine and just kind of build from there. I initially would look at people like I Am Gala, and I did a video showing you how you can dress like him. And I just started with like somebody who's really big, has a big following. I used their image profile and I adapted my own sort of unique take on it. And now that's how I have what I have here. And I suggest you do the same thing. Start with my image profile, edit it, tweak it, make it your own, and then that's your unique sort of look that you're gonna offer to everyone else. So what you do is once you have your profile, you can press Command C to copy it, and then you can apply it to all the photos in your set. So you wanna apply it only to photos that are taken in the same location, so it has that same sort of effect to it. Like say we go to this file and paste it here. This is too dark. This photo is way too dark. That's why this has a unique setting. But these ones that are in the same light, you can paste it and it's the exact same thing. So that helps you kind of save time, edit faster. In general, if you want to learn more about Lightroom, you need to do some YouTubing. Search for Lightroom before and after, Lightroom, Instagram, editing tips. There's gonna be a lot more in-depth videos on this. This is just a quick little briefer on how I edit photos, just from a top level view. We can go in more depth later on, but hopefully this helps you guys. Okay, so now that we know how to edit the photos, the final step is gonna be, how do we publish our photos? And the easiest way to publish a photo is you just download it to your phone, upload it on Instagram, add your hashtags, your locations, tag the brands, and you're done. The thing about that is it misses a lot of the analytics and information and automation that some of these tools out there offer. So I use a tool called later.com, and what it allows me to do is schedule posts up to about, it lets you schedule posts up to 30 or 60 days in advance. This is super helpful for me, allowing me to scale my time. And what I do is I basically look at my preview and it allows me to build my grid. So the grid is something I put a lot of time and energy into, just because it allows me to preserve my brand and build a consistent sort of message and image. It's really easy to kind of drag and drop photos to see how they're gonna match. And I try to just have a lot of similar photos in here. And this is something that's really hard to do if you're manually scheduling everything one by one. Also, on Latergram, it allows you to look at specific time windows of when are the best times to publish. And then when you go into the post, you can put in all of your hashtags. You can even do videos now and put everything in there, so it's super easy to just automate, make sure that just set it and forget it. Now Latergram costs money, it's maybe 10 bucks a month, but I have a link down below that lets you guys get 10 free photos a month, and it's definitely something you should put into your workflow, integrate it into your Instagram publishing scheme. It's just another way to let you free up your time so you can focus on doing more photo shoots editing more videos, all the sort of stuff that's hard to scale. And this is just one of the other set it and forget it tools out there. Okay guys, so this comes to the end of the clip. I hope you guys have found it useful. We talked about how to edit photos, how to publish photos, how to grow your audience on Instagram. If you found this useful at all, I'd love it if you could like, subscribe, and comment down below, and follow me on Instagram. And while you're on Instagram, start a conversation with me. Let's start engaging with each other and start growing our brands together and really sort of build that community on the gram. So thanks again guys for watching. Look forward to the next videos, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, bye.